Collaboration is pretty simple. Introduce yourself, who is doing what, brainstorming. But collaboration doesn't come from that, it comes from us. And it comes from things like this, it comes from networking, it comes from all of those. But at the end of the day, the collaboration that we do, it benefits your business, it benefits all of that. At the end of the day, though, the focus is the client, the participant, the person with the disability. And that's the reason that we should be collaborating first and foremost. All the other stuff falls into place. There's plenty of business for everybody in this room. Everybody here can build a successful business if you make it about the participant first. There's probably 1,000 companies out there, but I can tell you participants talk. Most of my clients, as a support coordinator, I worked in complex. I worked with psychosocial, high level justice, DFFH, children with severe behaviors. All of my clients came word of mouth because they knew that I put the client first in all things. They were my focus. What do they need? I never told them what they needed either. That's not my job. What do you need from me? How can I support you? Sometimes that's thinking outside the box. Sometimes that's collaborating. Sometimes that's listening. And part of collaboration is knowing also when you can't help the client. And that's why we do these things, because you build a network of other resources. If you don't have a support worker that fits a client, don't tell that client to sit and wait 2 weeks while you try and find someone. And I've seen that happen. They were always the companies that I refused to work with anymore. Don't ask my client to sit for 2 weeks with no supports while you try and go and hire somebody. Have enough respect for that client to say, you know what? I know a great core support company. They have some people, let me refer you. That gets respect. It gets respect from the clients, it gets respect from support coordinators, it gets respect from allied health. Work together, and at the end of the day, you're going to benefit the client. And that's really what we're all here for. And if you're here for the client first, everything else falls into place. Your business will grow, you will be successful, you will build your reputation. So tonight, we do have a fantastic group of panelists. I reached out to each one of these individually because I want you to hear a diverse answer from each one. Julie is a parent, an advocate, an author, runs a radio show. Linda's a mental health nurse, and Steph, they run a small niche NDIS business with focus on one service. So you get 3 different perspectives about who they are, the business they do, what they do, and how collaboration impacts from their perspective. We also have a massively huge group tonight. I'm really, really impressed. And we have a really diverse group of people here. I won't take up more than a couple more minutes, but I just want to point a couple of those people out. Cindy from Boutique is here.
Woo, Cindy!
Right? Cindy's company does the most in-depth assessments you will ever find. 10, 12, 15-page reports. They do a functional capacity assessment that includes multiple other assessments that actually can, with those assessments, lead to diagnostic input. They also have access to a clinical psychologist. This is something no other company that does assessments has that I've ever worked with. A clinical psychologist can sign off on a diagnosis to the DSM. Fantastic company. I've never had a complaint about their reports or their assessments, one with the NDIS ever. They are in-depth, they are full of information, have the recommendations, amazing. That's just one company. Susan is here. Susan does ABA. She's also done behavioral support. She's fantastic. She has a different way of thinking. She's outside the box. Daisy, where's Daisy? Raise your hand for me. Daisy runs Happy Therapy Australia. They do OT. If I call Daisy tomorrow and send her an FCA, she's going to find me somebody to get it done. If I need a home and living assessment, she's going to find somebody to get it done. Not once did she pressure any of my participants to do 40 hours of ongoing OT. If that happened, great, that's great for her, it's great for the company, but she came out and did exactly what my client needed without any pressure for anything else. Mad respect. How many core support companies do we have? Can you raise your hand? How many allied health companies do we have? Diverse. We have an amazing, diverse group of people. Each and every one of you has something to offer. So when you finish up tonight, when we have our speakers talk and the nights come in, you're talking to each other and people are giving you their cards. I said this at the last event, I'm going to say it at every event. Do not take those cards home and throw them in the bin. Because everyone that you meet at this is a potential collaboration for you and for them and a potential contact. You may not get any business out of them. That's okay, because it's not always about the bottom line. It is about the client. You might be able to help a client, and I can tell you that client's going to go and tell 4 other clients what you did for them. You put them before the bottom line. When you do that, everything else falls into place. Okay? So just keep that in mind. I'm going to introduce Julie first. Let Julie tell you about herself and what she does. She's amazing. I'm absolutely so excited to have her here tonight. It's an absolute privilege. And Tina is here as well. Tina does the radio show with Julie as well. So she's going to talk to you from an advocate perspective, but also as a parent, which is a perspective we all 100% can use. So, Julie, please come on up.
Thank you, everybody.